Hello champions, welcome to F1 Legends. In today's video we will talk about the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix and we will tell you what happened in that strange race. Before we start, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment to continue supporting the channel and to continue growing. Now let's begin. Monaco, an F1 icon, the most glamorous race of the season, a historic Grand Prix. Normally, Monaco tends to be linear since the layout of the track makes it very difficult to overtake, and this makes the strategic factor very important. But in 1996 it was the exception. That year it was frenetic. That race that holds the record for the fewest cars crossing the finish line. Only 3 of the 21 cars finished the race. Here's how it went.
Williams came from dominating the first 5 races of the season. Coming into the 6th race of the season, Michael Schumacher took pole on Saturday, with an excellent lap that gave him half a second lead over the rest. Damon Hill starting alongside him in P2 and Jean Alesi in P3. At the start, Michael lost the P1, and Pedro Lamy and Giancarlo Fisichella had a collision and both DNF. Jos Verstappen crashed into a barrier into turn 1, leaving 18 drivers in the race. Then Schumacher lost control of his Ferrari coming out of turn 7 and crashed into the barriers, taking him out of the race. At the end of the first lap, Damon Hill was leading the race, with only 16 cars remaining on the first lap. By lap 3, 2 more drivers had been drawn from the race, leaving only 14 cars remaining. On lap 5, Pedro Diniz withdrew due to transmission problems, and on lap 9, Gerhard Berger withdrew due to gearbox problems, leaving only 12 cars on the track. Damon Hill led the first 27 laps of the Grand Prix in an overwhelming way, until he entered the pits and the lead was taken by his pursuer Jean Alesi, who had a 30-second advantage over the other competitors in the race, who were only 10 cars. Jean Alesi pitted 2 laps later, handing over the lead to Damon Hill in his Williams. Hill led the Monaco Grand Prix until lap 30, when at the exit of the tunnel, the Renault engine of his Williams had a failure, and smoke started coming out of the car, forcing him to retire from the Grand Prix. Jean Alesi took the lead of the race, with more than 30 seconds ahead of the rest, leaving only 10 cars on the track. Alesi led the race until lap 60, when he pitted with a suspension failure that forced him to retire. Then, the Frenchman Olivier Panis led the Monaco Grand Prix. At that point in the race, there were only 8 cars left on the track. On lap 68, Jacques Villeneuve retired from the race due to a collision with Luca Badoer at turn 5, leaving both out of the race. Then on lap 70, there was another collision between Eddie Irvine, Mika Salo and Mika Hakkinen, being all 3 out of the race. And already finishing, Heinz Halfredsen was out of the race on lap 74 because he crashed. And so, Olivier Panis won the Monaco Grand Prix, obtaining his only victory in the top category, followed by David Coulthard and Johnny Herbert, thus closing the winners' podium and the only cars to complete the 75 laps of the Grand Prix. This was the craziest race to date, and the only race where 3 cars only crossed the finish line.
Well champions, that's all for today's video. I hope you like it and give the channel a lot of support to continue growing and making better quality content. Leave a like, a comment and subscribe to the channel so that the YouTube algorithm help us. See you next time, have a happy day, see you later champ.